Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to RJ's for today's edition of Lunch with Monty Coleman. This past week, UAPB dropped a 40-7 decision to Alabama A&M here at Golden Lion Stadium. This week, they will travel to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to take on Southern University at A.W. Mumford Stadium this Saturday, October 22nd, at a 4 o'clock start. Southern currently leads the series 43-13-3. At this time, we have opening comments from the players. Mr. Willie Duncan.
How you doing? Thank you, RJs, for having me. This was a tough loss, mainly mental errors, misalignment, which gave their offense opportunities to score the ball easily. But, we're going to correct that. We went to film, went to practice, and we just can't have that same mistakes again.
All right, for Mr. Brandon Duncan.
On the offensive side of the ball, we went into the game with a good game plan, but we just unable to execute. Football is a team sport, so everybody has to do their assignment to execute a play. And it was a lot of mental errors, and it led to us not capitalizing on plays, not putting up enough points to win the game.
All right, Mr. Brandon Duncan, have you watched any film on Southern as of right now?
Yes, we began watching it yesterday. I watched a little bit. I need to watch a little more, though.
What does Southern do well on defense?
Well, as of right now, they lead the conference in interceptions. So they do a good job of disguising coverages and confusing quarterbacks. And they take advantage of quarterback mistakes. They pick up the ball a lot, and they pressure the quarterback as well.
All right, Mr. Willie Duncan, what does Southern do well on offensively?
Southern's a well-balanced team. They have a couple of playmakers. The running back Tillery, he's chasing, the swag rushing record. Receiver Willie Quinn, he's a little quick back, quick receiver. Like to give him an open field a lot. Also, the quarterback, which I've seen progressing over the years, by the name of Howard, last name of Howard, he's been getting better, progressing, and he commanding their offense as well. Pretty much a balanced team.
All right, we'll have opening comments from the head coach, top dog himself, Monty Coleman.
Thank you, Ronnie. I want to thank Ms. Nikki once again for having us. We appreciate everything that she does. It's a pleasure to be here. Very disappointing loss last week, not only because it was homecoming, but just to lose to a conference team. Very, very disappointing in the way that we lost. I held a lot of my comments after the game until I saw the film, and the film kind of expressed to me or explained to me the shortcomings in this game. My personal opinion, I don't think A&M was 30 points better than we were. I wouldn't have predicted them winning by a margin of 30 points. But for the things that we did, both offense, defensively, it kind of catapulted them early to get that lead. We made a lot of mistakes in this particular ball game. Now, I'm not saying that A&M is not a good football team. I think thus far, in my opinion, they're the best team that we've played outside of Tennessee State. So we knew it was going to be a good football game. A good football team was coming to town. They had just lost their homecoming, and I knew they had it on their mind to come and spoil our homecoming. But we made way too many mistakes to beat a good football team. There were coverage mistakes. There were alignment mistakes. We never really got going on offense the way we have in previous games, and it made it the blowout that it was. One of the things that I stress to the team each week is I really don't worry about other teams quite as much as I worry about our team. I thought we had a good week of preparation going into this past week. But unfortunately for us, we just didn't make the plays that we had in previous games, and we didn't defend the way we should have. Now, there's 5 games left. The thing that we're not doing, we're not quitting. If you see these 2 young men, both of these are leaders on our football team. These guys are not going to allow the team to quit. We had a meeting yesterday with a council that they are a part of, not yesterday but on Sunday. And the thing that they promised me, Coach, we will not quit. We'll continue to fight. And what we're doing is taking it one game at a time. We travel to Southern this week. It's going to be a hostile crowd because it's going to be their homecoming. But it's something that we're accustomed to. and we will go there and we'll play hard to win this football game.
What's it like playing down at Southern, Coach?
It's one of the places where you go to Southern. There's a lot of tradition at Southern. They'll have a sellout because it is homecoming. There's a lot of tradition. The alumni rally around their team. They are winning this year, like Brandon said. They're leading the SWAC in takeaways and interceptions. So it's going to be a hostile crowd there in Southern.
All right, at this time, we open up for questions from the media. Mr. O.C. Brown.
How you doing, Coach?
Hey, Yossi.
All right. Coach, you guys were forced to punt on 8 different occasions. Like you said, the offense never really got a chance to get into a rhythm like you guys have done in the past this season. Was that something? Was that issue caused by them playing a great defensive scheme, or was it, like you said, you guys made a lot of mistakes, or was it just the mistakes that you guys made?
It was a little bit of both. I thought we had a great game plan going into the game. They did some things. They mixed their coverages up, and with that, we never got on that rhythm. We never got on the running rhythm. We never got on the passing rhythm. It was just a bad game offensively for us because we never really got into that rhythm like we had done previously in other games. So it partially them, but mostly us.
Okay. Mr. Brandon Duncan, the time of possession, it was, I believe, like 36 minutes to 23 minutes. They did a good job of getting you guys off the field. I think you guys were 1 of 11 on third downs. Could you talk about being better in that area and what was the main issues, do you think, from a player's perspective this game?
Really, I think the main issue is we just wasn't executing. You know, in football, to win the game and score points, you got to get first downs, which leads to touchdowns, and that's what we lacked. We didn't get enough first downs to make a touchdown.
Okay. All right. Now, Coach, this was a tough loss in front of a nice homecoming crowd. Could you talk about how important it is to have a short-term memory and heading into Southern's homecoming and going down there and being able to play a good game?
Well, we've got to have short-term memory, not just for this game, for all the games. And that's one of the things that I verbally tell the team is that we'll come in on Sunday, the day after the game. We'll watch film of the previous day. And once we go out and we work out that Sunday, they're off on Mondays, and we'll start our practices today. It's got to be behind us. Come win, if we win the game or if we lose the game, we've got to have short-term memory. We had a great crowd. I love to see homecoming with the crowd, with all the alumni, friends and family that comes out for that game. It was very unfortunate for us that we couldn't give them a better product on the field. But like I said, it wasn't anything that A&M did for the most part. It was what we were doing. We have coverages that we've played the entire season. For whatever reason that day, we busted those coverages and gave them big plays. And offensively, we didn't make the big plays like we've done in previous games. But as far as short-term memory, that game is behind us right now. After we finish this press conference, all of our focus right now is on one thing, and that's Southern.
Okay, Coach. Like you said, Southern's having a pretty good season. They're 3-0 in SWAC play. Could you talk about the approach this week and overall going down there and trying to get a victory on their homecoming and spoil it for them?
Well, I'm hoping that they're overconfident. That's what I'm hoping, that they're going to look past us, thinking they can win this game without playing real hard. We're a good football team. I've said that from the beginning. We are a good football team. The thing that we can't do is play another good football team and then shoot ourselves in the foot like we did last week. It's going to be a hard battle against Southern. I have no prediction as far as what the score can be, but it's going to be a hard-fought football game. These guys don't have quit in them, and that's what makes me proud of this football team, that even though the game was kind of lopsided, the score was, the guys continue to play hard, and they've played hard week in and week out, and it won't be any difference when we travel to Southern this weekend down in Baton Rouge. We will play hard, and we're going down there with one thing on our mind, and that's to win this football game.
All right, thank you.
All right, Coach, what are the keys to victory this week?
keys to victory this week really hadn't changed through the season, and one of the things that we've got to do, which we didn't do last week, we've got to start fast. If the defense is the one that's on the field, we've got to prevent them from going down the first series scoring, either field goal or touchdown. If the offense is on the field, then we've got to go down that first series. The second thing would be this: we've got to finish. We've got to make sure that we're playing all 60 minutes, all 4 quarters, and finishing the ball game. There's no lead too big, and there's no deficit too big that we can't overcome or we can't stretch. So we've got to start fast, and we've got to finish and eliminate mental mistakes.
Okay. All right. Are there any more questions for Coach or the players? Let's give Miss Nikki Walters and RJ's a round of applause for hosting us today. Next home contest for your Lady Lions soccer team will be on Friday, October 28th, with UAPB taking on Grambling State on Friday at 3 p.m. at Pomfrey Stadium. So come on out and cheer your Lady Lions soccer team on to victory. Once again, thank you for coming and having lunch with us. Until we meet again, keep those emails and tweets coming in, and have a wonderful Golden Lion Day.